Are we live? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Hey y'all. Hey y'all. I'm going to give y'all a minute to get up in here. We are chatting with Arielle and Felicia from King's Court, okay? Y'all know that those are my girls, and we definitely have some questions, and we got some tea, and we got some things to get into because honestly, these Kings done played, okay? They played real hard, so I feel like we got to give our girls a chance to go ahead and tell us what really happened, how they really felt about anything. Make sure as you guys come in, go ahead, like the video, okay? Don't forget, okay? Put your questions down in the comments. Be respectful if you have any questions. Don't say anything out of pocket because that will get you blocked. Okay, that will get you blocked. If you have questions, of course, we'll answer them, but be respectful more so than anything, okay? Okay. Just a few housekeeping rules. Make sure you guys are liking as you come in. And we're going to go ahead and get into this interview. Let me pull the girls on up. Which one is it? It's this one. Hey, ladies.
Hey there. Hello.
You guys look so beautiful tonight. I'm
So
so excited to finally get to talk to both of you. I know I wanted to talk to a lot of you ladies earlier in the season, but I feel like as the season went on and on and on, it's only right that we sit down and really get into some things. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. So how have you guys been?
I've been good.
Okay, we'll start with Arielle. Arielle, how have you been?
I've been great. I'm so glad the show is over. It was like a relief finally just to see everything other than what they showed, and then getting back to real life.
How did you feel about your edit overall?
I wish that they would have shown more of the connections and building up like the love story and then the dynamics between the women. For instance, like even when Shawana and me were dating Thaddeus, I wish they showed that dynamic more. And then with Kalia and I wish they built up a story more for him.
Oh, okay, I got what you mean. We're gonna dig deeper into it. So, Felicia, how have you been? What's going on?
I've been busy as well, but life has been good. Since the show, everything has still been like always, just very fast track. I've been on the Live Golf Tour. If you're not familiar with it, and if you've watched like Happy Gilmore, it's pretty much the PGA against Live Golf. So it's been fun getting to know another sport, getting to tour with different professional athletes as well as peers and different talents alike. Outside of that, me and Arielle, we connect a lot, hang out. So life's been good. No complaints.
Okay, so since we started there, let's pick up there. So, who are you guys close with so far? Like leaving this whole process.
You want to answer first, Felicia?
I
Are you guys close with anyone else besides yourselves?
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
yes. I mean, myself, Arielle, and Janae are in a group message, so we talk pretty frequently. I have relationships with Bree, I think Tari, Catherine. I almost called her Black Cat. But yes, Catherine, Cat. Who else am I missing? I talk to Steph quite often through Instagram. I'm pretty much in contact with most of the girls. I wouldn't say anyone on Team Tyson, but you know.
They got to stay over there.
Yeah, I think so. I wish
Yeah.
them all the best and I hope they're doing well in life, but I think I've made enough friends through the castmates that
You
I'm
know
happy
what?
with.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. What about you, Arielle? Are you? I mean, well,
Uh,
according, are you nobody team Thaddeus?
no, actually, I am. I talked to Kat. I talked to Bree. So a lot of people who were Team Thaddeus. I talked to Steph. I talked to Shawana. I still talk
Yeah.
to who else? Oh, Carlos and Janae. We talked to them.
Are they
So
still
a lot of
together?
us keep in contact. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so good for them. Is Thaddeus? Wait,
They're
is
like big love.
really? Are they going to get y'all two to
Yes.
get married?
Yep.
Listen, baby,
We're
I'm waiting for my
getting
invite to the
ready.
wedding.
They should have
Yes.
been left the show because they played. They they wasted everybody's time. They the ones that really got up there and played in everybody's face talking about something. I'm trying to connect with other people. No, you're not.
No,
Listen.
he wasn't.
I'm
He wasn't. He was locked in.
He was. Like Carlos is a good dude, but they were definitely locked in from the beginning. And I salute
Well,
it. It ended up working out for them, and they're still happily together today. And
Oh,
I cannot wait again to get invited to the wedding.
that's so. Is Doctor Kalia and Thaddeus still together? Maybe,
I have
maybe,
no clue.
maybe not. For sure.
we won't we won't be invited to those weddings. I don't think we'll be invited to that wedding.
Because I tried to find out and I
I
was like, I don't see nobody. I don't really see nothing. So, I'm just scoping the scenery. Okay, listen.
I haven't seen nothing either.
Me either. Oh. So
I
maybe
don't
we
know. I
didn't
talked to
make the
Dr.
right
K.
decision. Maybe we didn't make the right decision, huh? Just a little shady, just a little bit. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get into some things that I want to talk to you guys about. Let me just make sure that everything is going well here. Okay. Let me get into my notes because I do have some questions that I want to ask you ladies. So, I want to start with um so both of you guys ended up not actually being chosen or picked at the end. So that means that your connections ended up vibing or feeling or falling in feelings, having more feelings for another woman. When did you guys start to realize? And this is crazy because both of you guys were there from pretty early on. So it kind of felt like, first question, did it feel like somebody came in and stole your man?
For me, and maybe for you too, Felicia, I think they put a lot of weight on the matchmaking um dates.
Yes.
Mm.
And as soon as they were brought in saying that they were their perfect match, um, they were afforded a lot of separate time with the Kings. They were able to do a lot of one-on-one time with them. They had set up what would you call it, like the interviews, the confessionals together. Like it was just
Yeah.
separate things that they set up for them to connect more than they allowed for us. So I think they gave
Yes.
them more advantages to connect than they gave us.
Oh, so would that be part of like I don't part of the reason why Janae was feeling some type of way when everybody came back and we was like, why is she even in her feelings like that already?
It could be because they
Um.
were gone a while and they
Yeah.
had separate time with those women. They had a lot of one-on-one time on that date.
So
Yeah.
you
Like
felt like they kind of sabotaged it a little bit, like the connections that they had already built.
I think they gave
I would say I think they I agree with everything that she said as far as having like the advantages that we weren't allowed.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at our dates, there weren't any personal time, like
Mm-hmm.
outside of them choosing dates with people. So, and then we were immediately interrupted by, the OGs or whatever they called themselves at that point. So that was the most one on time we got to actually spend with the Kings outside of connecting with them inside the house during like down times. So when the perfect matches come in, they get that whole day. They get that whole day to themselves to get one-on-one time that again we weren't allotted or allowed unless we made that time to ourselves. So when they came in the house, it wasn't I don't feel like it was they were like sabotaging anything that we had. It was just now we're trying to fight for more time in a space where people are getting eliminated, we're moving faster, and we're getting closer to the end.
Mm-hmm.
So all the time is important to all of us, but now you have people who are given this time. And we're kind of like, okay, like, well, where do we fit in? Like, do we get one-on-one dates? Like
Yeah.
any of these things. And
Did
when I did get a one-on-one date, well, we see how that turned out.
girl? Did y'all feel like y'all were fighting for their attention?
Yeah, it kind of did start to feel like that for me. It was like
Yeah.
I kept asking for undivided attention
Okay.
and for intentional time that I wasn't getting at all. And it was
Was that
always,
from?
at least my experience, it was like, okay, I got to do this with Kalia, or I got to go talk to Kalia, or I got to go do a one on one with Kalia, or I got
Oh,
to go do a confessional with Kalia. I was like, well, when do we get to spend some time together?
so it was kind of like set up that way, basically. Could they have changed it if they wanted to? If they could they have said, "Well, I want to spend more time with Arielle. I want to spend more time with Felicia right now."
I
No.
don't know. I don't know. I think that's the way production wanted it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think, and then too, like to add to that, like it's not like I think everyone knew what was happening in the motions. Like I don't think everything was pre-planned out. I think certain things were, but as we're getting through the process and things aren't like certain dates, like I do believe our date, the one that we were doing the hip hop challenge, was supposed to be horse riding. So there were a lot of pivots that had to be made. And so as they're making pivots, I think things were getting lost and they were still trying to allow those people time to make up for time that I don't know where they thought I guess we had,
Mm.
but it became, I think it became unfair and then they started playing it to their advantage.
Hmm.
So they played into it basically.
Yes.
So when did you actually feel like there was a switch? We saw it didn't happen like this. It kind of well, it did kind of happen like this. So it's like one episode, everyone seems like okay, it's Arielle, it's Felisha, and then next episode, bam, it's Dr. Kalia, it's Jennifer, and whoever Tyson is for that week. Okay, so but it just was it was really swift. And so when did you guys realize it may not be me? Or did you not realize that it may not have been you?
I Mine was a while. It was probably towards the end that I was like, "What is going on?" And I kept asking him questions. I was like, "What is the deal? It seems like you're not trying to spend time with me." But he was never upfront about it.
Mm,
He was never being honest or transparent about whatever he was feeling for Kalia. And I kept asking him, like, "Dude, we don't spend no time together."
mm. So
Yeah.
when he well, I'm gonna let you answer too, Felisha. When did you feel that switch, or did you not feel it at all?
So I don't necessarily think I felt a switch when it came to Tyson. There was a lot of things that were lost in the edits, especially when it came to our connection, our relationship.
Mm,
I think I started noticing a switch in some of the girls' behaviors, and I overheard conversations that they were having with other people that influenced those switch ups and decisions. So I think because of how they were behaving, I saw him behave like he was already behaving, which was getting to know everybody or pursuing the other interests that he may have had.
so
But it was never, I think, a switch up when it came to our relationship. It was always kind of a push and pull kind of situation.
hey, cat.
Hey,
I
Kat.
can't see.
You can't see anything.
Hey, girl. I can see it now.
Okay. Okay. So let's dive a little deeper, right? So you said that you were hearing things and the ladies were saying things where it's like, was it shady or was it like my man had kind of like how you were? Like what were you hearing? Like let us know so we can really figure out what was going on.
I think we all kind of, let's see. I think we all had our own intentions of being there. I do think that we all had intent to, find someone that we could match with, vibe with, or may also fall in love with. But I think there were also other agendas.
Mm-hmm.
And so through conversation, we have downtimes, we'd be having conversations with production or certain people that may not be part of the cast.
Mm-hmm.
And I would hear them, just asking questions of how they could maybe get more camera time or, just different things. And so then you see the plays coming to start happening. Then you're like, okay, well, this is okay. This is a part of the game. However, let me see how this person responds to it. And
Right.
so it necessarily didn't affect my relationship, but it did because the person that I was dating didn't see these things. And I'm not one to, bring them up. I need you to see who this person is. But again, it also made for a lot of placating.
Mm. Okay. I get what you're saying. So some people you feel like probably wasn't there for the right reasons overall.
Mhm.
I think I voiced that on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Not to
so,
say that they didn't have
well,
interest
I'm
in the
not. I'm not
Kings
just
or
saying
that they,
just the kings either. I mean, the women and maybe the kings, because from my understanding, Tyson wasn't really looking for love. That's what I heard he said on the Breakfast Club. And so I said, if that's the case, then why come up there and waste all these women time? Because whether or not you guys are looking for, some exposure, anybody who goes on a reality TV is looking for some type of exposure. So we're not crazy, right? But ultimately, we still want love, right? Like we still want to find love if it's possible. So for him to come up there and really not even have the intention is kind of crazy. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Um,
Have you heard that? Did you feel like that?
I heard the Breakfast Club interview. I didn't feel that way. I can say I don't think that he probably didn't have the intentions of coming to the house to find love within the time frame that we had. And depending on, what outside situations he may have had prior to the show. I think when we got in the house, what they didn't show is him and I had a run in before in Brickell. So before we walk out on the basketball court, they asked us who we wanted to see. And so we're all kikiing in the back. And I think we're all kind of like, I don't want to see this person. I think I made the comment like, damn, I don't want to see Bow Wow. Like, that's the homie. Like, that'd be mad weird. But it might be nice to have him on here just so I can figure out the other two. But then I was like, damn, I do want to see Tyson Beckford's fine ass. So we walk out and then I see him and everybody else like, oh my God, you said that. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then so me and Arielle are standing right beside each other and he looks and he's like, I know you. And I'm looking at her like, bitch, does he know you? And she's like, no, does he know you? And I'm like, I don't think he remembers this moment. There's no way he can remember this. And he did. So as we're upstairs, we actually talk about the moment. But again, the edits are a little hard, depending on what, they may have wanted to perceive. But we actually had a connection in a moment in time prior to the show that we actually kind of build upon. And then within the house, we talked about a lot of things we had in common. Now, I know everybody's talking about the thing where I think it was Allison in the.
Wait. We're gonna get there, but I don't want to lose track, okay? Because
Yes.
I want to
Okay.
spin back to Arielle really quickly because I want to stay on like when the shift happened, when we felt the spark leave. Okay, so we know that you said that you didn't start to feel it towards the end. Was this around the date that you guys had last when he said that he was trying to get that spark back, or was this like?
No, I think it was maybe a couple weeks before the finale.
So was
I
this
started
after he said that he was walking, he was heading into love with you or something like that?
before that.
So you had so after you started feeling that way, and then when you got there and you heard that, it kind of like maybe I'm tripping, maybe I'm not feeling, maybe that's not what's happening. Is that what happened?
No, I honestly, they didn't show all of the conversation with Holly and Rodney, but a big part of what I said in that conversation was I feel like he always brought up negative things about me. So, yeah, you guys didn't see a lot of the edits, but even when he met my sister in that scene, he started off with negative. And my sister had to ask him, well, what do you like about her? Kind of like how he did Catherine and her date, like start off something nice and then go straight for the negative. So I just felt like if you have all of these negative things to say, what do you like about me? And I started like backing away because I didn't see the positive traits anymore. And I was questioning whether we were compatible.
Mm-hmm. Do
Yeah.
you think that's part of his tactic? Because we've noticed that Thaddeus does this thing where he likes to like press buttons, get a response, and then see how you respond, and then say, "Oh," try to talk through it. Like, "Oh, so we're gonna communicate better. We're gonna be like after he done calls you all this chaos, then he turns around and wanna and take you through therapy with him."
I didn't realize it until watching the show. I didn't realize he did that with other women.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just so consumed in how I was feeling in his interaction with me. I didn't realize that it was actually a pattern that he had with other women.
Yeah.
That he did that. And he tested women. I didn't know any of the conversations he had with Kalia or Kat or Brianna.
So looking back, do you feel like he was testing you a little bit?
I think he was a tester. I do. But I didn't realize that until watching it back.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You know what? It took me a while to get it too, because in the beginning I'm like, oh my God, he's so mature. He's so cool. I'm like, yes, come on. And then I was like, hold on. What you doing here? Because sir, you causing all this chaos. You know that, right?
All of it.
Okay, so let's spin back to what you was about to go into, Felisha. So you was talking about how you were having more conversations in depth with Tyson, but they kind of showed it as if you guys have more of a physical connection. Now, I know when I said that, you got in my comments and told me, you don't know what you talking about because I'm this. I said, whoa, wait a minute, okay?
Listen,
So go
you
ahead
had
and let us know what's going on, girl.
no, okay. So I think when it came to the edits, like I think I did that twice,
Mhm.
but they showed it from like the beginning to the end. So I'm like going through comments, and my mom reads the comments, and like she be in the comments. I'd be like, "Mom, get out the comments, please. Like I'm about to block you, or something's gonna happen. Like please, we gotta stop." And so like I'm in the comments, and everybody's like, "All it is physical. All it is sexual." And I'm like, "No, like it's gonna get better. Like they're gonna show the rest of the relationship. Episode 5 happens. Episode 6 happens. Me and Arielle are like, well, shit, where are we? Where the hell is our relationship at? And I'm like, oh, here goes another kiss. Episode 7 happens. Oh, look, there goes another mount. Oh, wait, there goes another kiss. And I'm like, damn, they playing on my top. I was like, so it was cool. Like, I realized it was nothing but physical. I hate that they did that.
Mhm.
However, there was a real relationship. Like, we would talk all day, every day. Like, I would get up at 7 because I had actually work in Houston. So, and I was working remotely at the time. And so I'd have to be up at 7 for like meetings from like 7 until like 9. Like I had to be up before we started filming. So he'd be going to the gym and
Mhm.
doing these things. So we'd have a lot of time to communicate. Then, as you see, we're staying up late at night to talk, like in common areas. Like,
Yeah.
so I didn't see a lot of problems with the things that we were doing because they were in common spaces. And to be fair, like he was like, this is like, I love when you sit on me like this. So of course, if I'm like
Yeah.
my man, my man, my man, and my man likes when I sit on him like this, it became habit. And so never once did it cross my mind so many people were going to go in about that one part. But I also didn't think they would like minimize the relationship to just that.
Mhm.
So it made for great entertainment for sure. My dad was very
He was, your dad probably was like, so this how you out here moving?
cute. He'll be like, so what's up with old boy? Like, how is he? And I'd be like, who the hell is old boy? And he'd be like, the cat from Miami. And I'd be like, oh Lord. Like, but it was like we have a lot of things in common. There are a lot of things that they didn't show. Can I speak to what Allison may have said? Are we waiting on
Oh
that?
no, we're gonna get into it. I just wanted to ask, one
Okay,
question
cool.
was how long did filming occur? How long were you guys there?
We're not
Like a
allowed
month
to
and
discuss
a half?
those things.
No.
Um,
No,
we
I
can
mean
talk
you
about
can't say
it.
how long you was there. Well, how long was the
Hell no,
process
we're
supposed to
not
be?
supposed to talk about that.
Oh.
It was long enough to be familiar with someone, but I wouldn't say long enough to know someone. At least for me personally, like I'm a slow burner as well. Like I like to and observe. However, I also date. Like I live in Houston. I've been single for like a year now, a year or two now,
Yeah.
and so I'm dating. So I never thought too deep into everything due to the time frame.
Oh, got you. I do want to ask you about this question, and then we're going to get into what Allison said because I know that's what caused everybody to start going up in the comments about Allison making a comment about you guys being more familiar.
Yes.
So we're going to get into that, but I do want to ask Arielle, one of our viewers asked, why didn't the show address Arielle as doctor? I realized that when I would, after a while, when I started talking, like repeating myself over, I realized I'm like, Dr. Kalia, Dr. Kalia, Dr. Kalia. And I'm like, wait, Ariel's a doctor too. And it didn't, I think it's the way that they conditioned us when we're watching and how I take the notes. So did you feel a way about that?
Viewing it, I did, but when I was in the house, I didn't. Because I've had my doctorate for like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like something new, like, oh, I gotta be called doctor, doctor, doctor. But I think because they said Dr. Shawana and they said Dr. Kalia, and I was like, why
Yeah, they made
are
it
they
very clear
excluding?
that they were doctors.
Yeah.
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 So I was like, why are they excluding that? And I didn't know the reason. I can
It's a,
only say how I felt, and I felt like they were minimizing my education and
mm,
making it seem like I was just an attractive person, and I didn't like that.
yeah,
So I
it does
felt like,
seem kind of shady.
Yes,
yeah,
yes, 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 yes.
yeah,
Very.
I'm very
But
highly. If I told
why?
you that, you remember, I was like, girl, I have a doctorate, MBA, a bachelor's. Like, I
Yes,
got
our jobs were important
certifications.
as fuck.
We're highly
Yeah.
degreed over here.
It's
So
like
I didn't
they,
like how they
Thank
minimized
you.
it.
now that you really pointed out, it's like they definitely gave you guys an image,
Hmm.
an image. And because I remember
Yes.
like Dr. Shawanda, Dr. Kalia, and I was like, I was a doctor too. But I had got so used to
Yeah.
not saying doctor that it didn't even hit me until I'm like realized that I wasn't saying doctor, and I'm like, well, I don't hope that's not offensive, but the way that the show is set up, they don't emphasize it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Yep. And
that's
then you see, and then the other part to that too is they allow certain concessions for Kalia. So she lived in Atlanta. I live in Houston. Felisha lives in Houston. Now we all took off work to do this show, and they made it clear that you were not able to leave the house.
now wait
But
a minute.
exactly, but they let her go see her patients. Yes.
Where my boo button at? Because why would they do that? Now
I
that's
don't know.
see, this is what I mean. Them producers be playing.
Mm-hmm.
They already had in their mind, it seems like from what I'm hearing, that they wanted to already push him in that direction. Because we
Mm-hmm.
already know that when he walked her out and came back, he like, yeah, she a woman about her business. But y'all wasn't able to do what y'all wasn't able to make no coin.
Nope.
Yeah. One more time. One more time. Because that's messed up.
Yeah.
So do you feel like it was favoritism when it came to like how everything not I don't want you to like be like, yeah, but
Yeah.
overall to certain people, do you guys feel like there was a form of favoritism?
I think they definitely pushed the perfect match thing.
Mm-hmm.
They pushed it.
Mm-hmm. Production. That them daggone TV shows. I don't know why they just don't let things happen organically. Why y'all gotta
Right.
because people are gonna people. You don't have to make people. Like I don't understand why they do that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's go back over to what we were talking about with Allison, right? So Allison did say, okay, Allison said it, Felisha. It wasn't me. Allison said
Yeah.
from going on this date with y'all, because y'all was all touchy feely, hugging up on each other in the car and kissing and this and other, and from all the scenes that we saw, that it was real physical. Now, when you said that you hadn't had the chance to talk to him about whether or not he wanted children and stuff, I'm like, well, that's because they always kissing and touching on each other. Go ahead and clear it up.
So there's me and Allison are cool. I
Mhm.
think in the moment that she said that, again, they're late to the game, but they kind of came in feeling ahead of the game,
Mhm.
for whatever reasons. And so in those moments, she's not aware that we had already had these conversations as a group. Tyson had told us about his exes. He had told us about his dog named Chopper. He had told us about a multitude of things. Arielle was at the table. Bree was at the table. Like we were all in a group having these conversations. So when she's having those conversations with him, I'm not interrupting because she doesn't know this information. I
Yeah.
know it. I'm just doing follow up questions. That's why I said, would you get another dog? Because we've
Mhm.
already had the conversations. And also, like, what I look like talking about my business and the shit that I want to talk about with you in the
Period.
car. Like, make it make sense.
Mhm.
And so, with all that being said, I think she was, again, just late to the game, and was just voicing what she thought she knew without having the full perspective. I think as she got to know us, she kind of understood more. That's why the ending results happened with the gym girl. But no, we talked all day, every day.
Yeah.
Like, that was a problem in the house.
So you felt like it was low key shady, like she didn't know what she was talking about, but he talking about it, just a little bit.
Um, no, I think she may have been confused because she was trying to also form a relationship with this person.
Mhm.
And so she was trying to probably just see the differences as to, like, again, like, how can you be so connected to this person and be physical with this person, but y'all haven't covered basic topics. Like,
Yeah.
we covered those. We didn't cover those. You just weren't there.
Okay. So since we already talking about, I guess the dynamics between the girls in the house and everything, um at one point there were some points of tension, right? But I feel like they did a good job of not um making you guys seem catty. There were like a few incidents, but it wasn't like completely where it felt like the women were like literally fighting over the men. It did feel like a little bit of competition, but not to the point where like, oh, the women don't like each other. So a
Yeah.
lot of times that's usually how it is when a lot of women in the house, a lot of cattiness, a lot of bickering, a lot of back and forth for the things and the things. So were there did it come off the way it was? Were you guys really just in there friends? for the most part?
I think we were mature and cordial.
Mm-hmm.
There were certain people that I meshed with, and then some people I just avoided. So like Felicia, you always was funny as we joke about it. It's like we always sitting next to each other while we filming. We're always next to each other, no matter what. And then other people I chit chatted with, but I probably spoke to Felicia the most in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Sarah was there, I spoke to her a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what about you, Felicia?
I mean, I was cool with everybody in the house. I didn't really have no issues. I think I started to have an issue with people who weren't being their authentic self. And so when that would arise, I would kind of distance myself from those people. Never any, chaos or confrontation, but like I'm all about the vibes. And once I kind of start seeing you move a little differently from what you presented yourself to be, then I'm just gonna move around.
I'm
And
gonna be a
so,
little bit messy, just a little bit, because
yeah.
I need to know. You don't have to answer. But who are you referring to? Because you're referring to somebody. You don't have to.
I
I don't want to put
mean,
it. I don't. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But
I'll
I
say
need
this.
to
I
ask.
think Janae was very spot on with her assessment of some people.
Jennifer.
I
Mm-hmm.
think she was very spot on. And I can say that because as
No,
you
because the people was in my
and
comments going off about her for the longest. I don't know person.
but
Look,
let me say, I mean, not to be rude towards her because I think she is dealing with her own things. And I think, she probably is a great person to her friend and her community and those around her. But once you start portraying certain characteristics that don't vibe with me as a person or as a Black woman, then, I just kind of separate myself.
right.
Again, it's not a dig towards her, but we're just not people. She's definitely somebody I'd probably party with, like Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
if I would have met them outside these circumstances. But knowing the character now,
Yeah, there were
no.
a lot of people who felt in my comment section who felt like she wasn't genuine. So for me, I'm not here to scope out who's genuine, who's not. I'm reviewing the show,
Yeah,
watching the show, and
same.
call out what I see. And unless it's presented to me on the screen, then of course I'm say what I gotta say. So I just was. That's why I was wondering if that's who you were talking about, because people were picking up on it. And so when
I
people start
think,
picking up on things, you can't ignore it, and it starts to become
yeah,
real like apparent like now okay, I see this, I
I
see
think
that.
she's authentic to who she is, and she's not a mean person.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be mean to or say nasty things to have certain reactions.
Hmm.
And I think though when you play in those fields, it can become dangerous. And I just don't like that. Like I would never want to set myself up for that again.
Okay, so do you feel
And
like,
again, I was nice. I was a fan. I think she's a beautiful person or a beautiful woman. Um, wish her the best.
so I'm gonna ask you a question, right? When it
Mhm.
comes to her relationship with Tyson, do you feel like that was a genuine connection, or was it I just want to win with a king? Do you, I mean,
Um,
just
when
yeah.
we say connection, I think there are different levels to connection. I think that they were physically attracted to one another. I think that they both expressed that. I think they reminded each other of one another's exes. I don't think that there was a connection per se as far as their personalities and who they were, or at least like who I know both of them to be.
Mm,
So it was never really a concern.
okay.
But I think she came there with the intent to have a king. I
Mm,
think she played her best game,
to get one.
and
It,
kudos.
But okay. But I'm gonna redirect that question to you, Arielle, because I
Uh-huh.
feel like when it comes to Dr. Kalia, she came in strong very early. And it was like, that's my husband. God said that's gonna be my husband, and he just needs to hear the Lord himself, and this, that, and other. So now that we have seen everything play out, do you feel like her intentions were pure? Do you feel like she literally came in with the intentions of finding love, or was this a little bit of add a 10 on top of 10 to make it 20? Type of situation.
I think it reminds me of someone, like she said, with the vision board.
Mm-hmm.
And she had an idea that she needs a husband or wants a husband or whatever that looks like for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she met him as her perfect match. So that's it, God. You found my perfect match. So it's him. And I
Okay.
think that's how she behaved. And she expected
She
that.
meant
She
that.
expected him to act like her husband and choose her, and she was serious.
Because
You
the
know,
people in the comments was scared for Thaddeus. They like,
listen, I was scared for Thaddeus. Okay, I was scared for him.
they was
I'm
in the
still
comments
scared for
like
him.
I
I'm still
said,
scared.
because
I can't with y'all.
it was a little. Come on now, if you
It was
watched
a
it
lot.
back, because I was like, she told that man straight to his face. God told me you my husband. I'm just waiting for him to tell you. I said, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, she was serious. She was serious, and she was in every room Thaddeus was in. She was in.
She
Okay,
took over your role initially because that was your role last time.
but
Remember?
listen, it was like me and Thaddeus was like this.
Listen,
We were
yeah, I
like,
was on the patella.
I was on his patella. So we were like magnets everywhere. It was mutual. It wasn't me just lurking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like, and this ain't no shade to Kalia, but I felt like she was a lurker. And I felt like every space that he was in, she found a reason to be in that space.
Mm-hmm.
So if he was eating some food, she was washing dishes.
Mm-hmm.
If he was laying on the couch, y'all saw she snuggled up under him. Like, I think she was very intentional about being every single space
She
he was
wanted
in.
to make sure that he saw her at all
Saw her,
times.
and that's it. And it was intense.
It was. Did it feel awkward in the house?
It was because she was lurking everywhere. Every time you turned around, she was right there.
It's that
Like,
everywhere, everywhere.
can we have a conversation without you being present? You know? And you know, my girl Kat in the chat, and she know that's why Kat said that. Can I have some separate time with you? She was talking about Kalia.
Oh.
She was, because we could not speak to him without her lurking.
And we thought Dr. Shawanda was bad at first, right?
No, that was top notch there.
That's crazy. And I just want to preface that, like, we're not really like trying to bash anyone. We're just talking about the experiences that
No, it's
everyone
all
went
love.
through. It's all love. I just want to make that clear, like,
Yes.
because I don't want anyone to watch it back and feel like anything. But we're just talking about what everybody experienced and what we noticed. Okay, so just to clear the air now. Okay. But yeah, she definitely did come off very, very intense, and I was like, and then at one point, I'm like, he don't like her. So I was just trying to figure out how do we even get here.
I felt that same way. I have no idea. I have no idea. Like,
and they didn't really show us their love story either. I ain't gonna hold you. So I'm still trying to figure out how do we get here.
I don't know. Me watching the show was my first time seeing their love story. I have no idea. I just know there was some bond they had. I know they talked serious all the time. And then I know he chose her. That's legit all I know.
Crazy like crazy. Because he said he wants somebody to fall in love with him in 2 days. She fell in love with him in 5 minutes. And then you seen like their little interaction. And once he felt like he got to know the real her, child, I said, oh, wow. Okay, so we're going to switch gears a little bit. Okay, so Felisha, when Tyson came back from the date, so let's run it back. You were sitting outside talking to Tyson, Carlos, and Jennifer was sitting on Tyson's lap, and he basically, you was telling him like, I'm dealing with all these emotions. We just got into it a little bit, or whatever the case may be, and he's out there filling up on her, right? So you were upset. The next day, they go on this final date. You beating them eggs up because I wish this was his face, but it's not. Cool, right? And so you say, I don't even see him. But when he comes to you and he says, hey, everything good? And you just like, yeah, it's fine. Why didn't you let him have it? I was like, girl, stand up and tell him he is playing. What happened?
First of all, them edits played on my top. I mean, so when that happened, that whole day, like me and Arielle had our time with Holly and Rodney in the morning. So they didn't air everything that was said, but it was really awesome. Like I think we spent like what, maybe 45 minutes with them, an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a pretty good amount of time. So he's saying all these sweet nothings and everything. And right before that, or well, he's saying, we'll just skip to that part. He's saying all these nice things. We're talking to them like I leave out of it just happy as can be. Like, oh my God, like I can't wait to touch up with this, like see where we're really at, like set some boundaries. Like it was that good of a conversation.
Yeah.
So I think me and Ariel decide that we want to go work out. As I'm working out, I think at this point, maybe Ariel, you went somewhere else or you finished before me. Something happened where I'm up there working out by myself. I have no clue what's going on. I don't know anything about anything. I just know here they come up the stairs as I'm working out and I'm being told about some gym stuff.
Mm.
And so that's why I'm just like, I have no clue what's going on. Like, this is cool, but what does it have to do with us? Like, I didn't have the full scope of what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So then I finished proceeding to work out. I go downstairs and there's like, I think Allison may have said it, like there was a kind of like a dark loom in the air. Like it kind of rocked the whole house.
Yeah.
Everybody was kind of uneasy. It wasn't a good feeling. Like it kind of sucked, to be honest. Like the
Yeah.
feeling in the house kind of sucked. So now we're trying to do these scenes, and I think that's when he and I go back upstairs because I'm like, okay, now he's finished with his interview with Jennifer. That's cool, fine, whatever. Like, let's go kind of figure out where we stand, not in a negative way, but just kind of like just talking about what was said, the positive things in Holly and Rodney's interview.
Right.
So as we get up there, I think he's still kind of feeling, how he's feeling, and we're on different pages already. Like
Mm.
I'm in a happy space, kind of figure out, like, do you really feel this way? And he's already kind of on the defense based upon whatever happened downstairs.
So
So
we're
as we're
just to clarify,
talking,
we're talking
mhm,
about when Allison said and during their interview that he
yes,
had a girlfriend at the
big
gym.
gym girl.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I was upstairs working out. So like when they come upstairs or when he brings Jennifer in there, that was after after Allison's interview, after a conversation they had. And so he was coming to inform me. But I guess he didn't want to inform us separately. He just wanted to inform us together. So
Okay.
they came up there and that's what was happening. So I guess again, I'm happy go lucky. I'm on cloud nine. He said all these great things. Like I'm getting my workout in. Me and Ariel, I think we're about to go do something. But this ruckus happens downstairs.
Mm.
So I come downstairs and I get him. I think I was about to cook. I was about to cook. Some other things actually transpired in the house that kind of made it even more so a little bit rocky.
Well,
And
pause.
so a lot of people are
Pause,
feeling
pause, 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 pause. I'm a detailed type of girl. You can't just be bringing up stuff and be like, some other things happen and keep going. Because what was the other things, if we can know?
so it was kind of an overflow from that incident.
Mm.
And me, I'm the type of person, if I make a comment about something to a group of people, then I'm going to say it to the person. So I kind of did that, but it kind of opened the door for more conversations to be had. And so in that conversation, it was a bad mood, or it was just a stupid situation that kind of left me confused, left the other person feeling, I don't know how that girl was feeling, but
For
it
Tyson,
was
like
just confusing.
dynamics between
Yeah,
y'all. Okay.
like the dynamics between everybody in the house was just off. Like, but I was still happy go lucky again because I don't know what the hell's going on. I went from the gym to downstairs to cook to then going back upstairs with him to talk about a good situation. But I think he's already feeling a little defensive because of whatever he was dealing with Allison and them.
Okay.
And so then it caused us to have an argument. So that is how that actually happened. But what they didn't show is we have a safe word. So when he says his safe word, then I just walk away and then we regroup. So I actually walked away and then we came back and regrouped and we talked about the situation. And he actually ends up carrying me down the stairs and we have like a dance party.
So
But that
that's
didn't make
why
the
it
cut.
wasn't no bad energy for real because you guys had already sorted
Yes.
this out.
Yes. Yes, 100%.
Oh.
And so, but then I do sit on the couch with Carlos because we had sorted out and I see that and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And so I was just like, okay, you know what? Like, I ain't got time for this shit. Like, we were supposed to go on this date. I know he didn't just ask. Okay, bet. And so I get upset and I think we were actually supposed to spend time together that night. Like, he was
Mm.
like, he'll go, spend a little time over here. Then, we always end the night together and do our thing. And so that night, Ariel was like, do you want to watch a movie? And I was like, yeah, I bet I'm gonna watch a movie with you. I think, what did we watch that night? It was
I don't know, some romantic movie, and I ordered us some
no, it
Chinese
wasn't the
food.
romantic one. It was the all black one. Remember?
Oh,
Anywho, anyways, yeah. So
okay.
we ended up watching a movie. And so, yeah, we talked it out. I was upset, didn't want to go on no date, didn't want to talk to him. So the next morning, everything didn't show. I think we had already made up. But to be very clear, like me and Tyson were texting the whole time in the house. So we were communicating, if not in each other's face, through text message. Like
Okay.
Not saying that I don't know his relationships with other people, but it was not that.
Okay, so let me just clarify everything so that we all on the same page, okay? So basically what happened was he did whatever happened with him and Allison, he came back, he told you to. And then when you and him kind of had that exchange, safe word was said, walk away, come back, clarify everything. We doing
Yes.
well. I'm still in my feelings, so I'm talking to Carlos because I'm looking at what's going on, and now I'm
Yes.
feeling type of way again. Because is you playing with me or not?
Yes.
Right, right. And then when the next morning comes, it's like you still in your feelings, but ultimately because you guys have been texting, you're not as fueled as you were the night before, so it was no reason to really
Yeah.
go
We
in.
talked about it.
Got you. Okay, because
Yeah,
I
we
was in
talked
there
about it.
like, girl, tell that man he playing.
No, 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 no. Like that's one thing. Like again, I don't know why they didn't show up, but we always talked about the issues. Like, but they were always coming up. That's why I finally said it. Like, stop coming to me talking about whatever they're complaining about. Like, handle that. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Right.
And so we kind of would, talk through that issue, but then it'd be like, okay, we'd have other issues. Like now I'm seeing patterns. Okay, well, I know you wasn't rocking with these people like this, but how Jennifer all of a sudden got space? But then like Arielle, I see these conversations happening and I'm just like, well, shoot, if she's like, now I want to focus on you and, make you my, who's not going to do that? So in the honor of, just going through the process, not everything works out in your favor,
Well, that's life, right?
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let me ask both of
That
y'all.
was that part.
Do y'all feel like Tyson had a gym girlfriend or not?
I think Tyson was entertaining someone at the gym, but
Mhm.
Tyson stopped going to the gym after his first photo shoot. Like he stopped going to the gym with the guys and they started actually I think they were making comments in regards to it, but he actually stopped going to the gym. And we actually started going to the gym. So if the person did exist, which I do believe, yes, there was somebody or
Like,
multiple people he was entertaining and kikiing with, um, it it had an expiration date. Because
you
I'd
think?
be up in it.
Yeah. You think so, too, Aria?
But yes, I
I think
definitely think it
I think
existed.
he flirts, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was
Yeah.
flirting with somebody at the gym.
Because
Yeah.
it definitely felt
Yeah.
like
Like
he was
in
lying.
that way.
Because when Allison said what she heard what she heard. And I felt
Yeah.
like
She heard it, but I heard the whole okay,
so
dang.
then
Cause
what's
you
the
okay.
conversation? You know you can't bring up
So
something and not expect me to ask the question.
so that conversation happened amongst again early morning conversation. She heard that. And again, he didn't deny any of those facts. So it's not something that we're disputing. But in the way that I heard it when I was up at the top of the gym, the reason why I had to say whatever I said in the room to the group of girls is because I heard the conversation that he was having with production. And he had accidentally called Dr. Kalia Dr. Kalua. And so I had walked into the room remember Ariel, that's when I had came and told y'all that. And that's why I had to
Mhm.
go ask homegirl
Well,
where was she at in the
that's
midst.
the girl name at the gym. Is that the girl name at
I actually saw one of them.
the gym?
He showed me. That's why I was like, he be telling me everything.
Tyson,
But he is like that. Like one thing people forget about Tyson is he grew up, or not he grew up. He's Jamaican one, and he's very true to that culture. Like
Yeah.
he kissed everybody on the cheek.
Mhm.
Like it became a point. I was like, bruh, before we even made out, he was kissing all the girls on the cheek, kissing the production on the forehead, and I was like, you gotta stop kissing everybody. That's nasty. And he was just like, like that's just a greeting. And I'm like, we're not in France. But but anywho, like it was a form of just him being him to where we put a rule that he could not do that anymore. Like no more kissing anyone.
Yeah.
Clearly that did not last too long.
Respect the boundaries.
That's what we were trying to figure out. That's what I was trying to talk about.
Why we can't get these boundaries in place.
Like he said, in here you can't put no boundaries on me.
But that's the thing. By this point in time, we should be able to have some really clear boundaries.
Mhm.
If
And
we're
we
going to
do, but
what we have.
yes. I think for this show, I saw a lot of comments, and Ari, I don't know if you agree with this sentiment, but I think for what it was, that was a weird space for us to be in because we did have to show up each day to show interest in them as they were the kings. And
Mhm.
so it kind of put us in positions of like, I don't know what to do in those situations. Those aren't my situations in real life. And so being a part of this new experience and process, you have to learn how to kind of maneuver differently and uncomfortably. And so
That
I think that's what we were doing as they were leaning into their courtship.
Yeah.
I was just about to bring that up because we saw Arielle have a conversation with Dr. Kalia. And Dr. Kalia is talking to you like she's just like, he needs to go ahead and make up his mind and da, 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 da. And I'm sitting here like she's talking to her like she's not the other woman.
Right.
So how did you guys navigate those conversations, or just to know that there was someone possibly feeling the same feelings as you without also overreacting? Because sometimes we get a little, possessive. It's like, that's my man. I don't like seeing what I'm seeing, but I have to be respectful to this process. How did that feel, knowing that there was possibly someone else experiencing the same feelings that you were feeling and trying not to take that personal?
I think for me personally, I didn't have a lot of interaction with Kalia
Mm-hmm.
on purpose.
Okay.
For various reasons, but a big part of that it was because I knew she showed that she cared a lot about him, and I didn't want to be fake.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't genuinely want to get to know you if I know that we both want the same guy.
Right.
So that I'm just real with myself. So I didn't have a lot of interaction with her at all.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to have the understanding from that is.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm interested in you, I want to know how deeply do you care about this other person,
Right.
and be honest with me and be transparent with me so I know where I stand. And I had a challenge getting that information from him. So I never really knew his feelings towards Kalia. And
Mm-hmm.
I would ask him, I'm a very direct person. And I would ask him, like, how do you guys feel about each other? Like, is that a strong bond there? Do you feel like you can be with her? Like, I really
Yeah.
want to know because I'm interested in you. I need to know where I
Yeah.
stand. So I never got that, you
So in
know?
talking to her in that conversation, did you realize at that point that she was deep in, and
Exactly.
that?
And then I was listening to some key words she said.
Mm-hmm.
She said outside when y'all was cuddled up with Tyson. You remember when she came out there and said, "Hey, if you tell me I'm your person, you should show me that too." She said
Mm-hmm.
something like that. So I said, "Oh, so he's telling her that she's his person?" So she's not acting crazy for no reason
Right.
because you're telling her that.
Yeah, you're giving her that permission to say, I'm your
Exactly.
person, you're my person.
Exactly. Because if you're saying, "Hey, you're my person," then what am I doing here?
Wow.
Sound like you made a choice. Doesn't that sound like it?
Yeah.
But when I asked you, you're not telling me what you're telling her. So
Did you
I
bring
was
that
a
up to
bit,
him, that you heard her say that he said that he's her person? No. Do you regret not bringing it up, or you just over it?
no, because I don't want to do that. He say, she say, like, if I ask you a direct question and you can't be honest with me, it already tells me that I can't trust you, you
Got you.
know?
Yeah. Got you. Because you already know. So it's like,
Hmm.
I don't need, if you're not going to offer the information, I'm not going to give it to you to feedback to me, basically.
Yeah, and that made me start falling back. Like oh my gosh, I was telling Janae and Felicia probably every day. I was like, he's not being honest. I said he is into Kalia, but he won't admit it.
And
And I
you
was
know it.
telling him, like, I can feel it because he was spending more time with her and no time for me, but kept making excuses. And I was like, dude, just be honest. So I didn't appreciate that.
So if he would have been honest, would you have self eliminated? Or would
Yes.
you have just rolled it out to the end?
Nope. I've been wanting to go home.
And that's why he wasn't honest. That's why he wasn't honest.
For
That's
the
why
record, the self elimination thing was not really an option for us unless
Are you
we
serious?
just.
Because the way the beginning of the half of the season, everybody was just walking out that house.
It was. That was the problem.
It,
What's the tea?
but that was okay, Ariel. The first two, were they not going to get eliminated because
Yes,
of
they
the
were.
ruckus
So
that
they
was
were.
caused?
They
So
were.
they
So
They
got
were.
they
that's
jumped
why I was
ahead.
like, yes, it was not like an empowerment movement, but I think that became the theme of the show. And it sucked for us at the end because it was like, y'all think we just sit here and, deal with this process and not exercise that option.
Yeah.
Like we were there to, make a show, entertain you guys. Hell.
I think
And
it
I
was
talked so many people into staying.
I think it
You
was
talking me?
Allison who said that she actually was leaving, but they wanted to make it seem like he was telling her she wasn't his queen. Tyson, right? That was Allison, right?
Yeah, But
I
I
a
don't
think
know.
I
few
think that's
kind of
what she
things
wrote.
happened for that to have happened. So like
Yeah,
a few things happened behind the scene that if had things gone the right way with production, that scene wouldn't have existed. Um she's fair in what she says and like her sentiment. I think that she was trying to self eliminate, but
They wanted to.
hell, we were all
yeah. We were all
we
wondering why she was still there too. Like the same question she had, we was
yeah.
wondering.
That's what I said. I said, why is he holding on to her? There was absolutely no reason. No
It was the
reason.
Yeah,
perfect. I think it was the perfect match situation. Again,
That
just
yeah.
is
trying to.
self eliminated.
Yeah.
I self eliminated.
Shoot, listen. If
Look, okay, Cat said, I will be at that next elimination dinner.
Okay, so I'm gonna we're gonna talk about the moment when they found out that you guys that they said that there was you wasn't their queen, and then we're gonna jump into do you guys feel like they wasted your time now that you know everything that you know. So in the moment you come in there, did you already feel, this is for both of you, did you already feel as though you already knew what decision was made?
I did.
You did?
yes,
Okay, so you wasn't like blindsided. You kind of like felt it in your spirit, like, yeah.
I
Did
did.
you think that? Well, when it comes to Felicia, did you think that he was gonna be like that with both of you, or did you think he was gonna pick Jennifer?
no, I didn't think he was gonna pick Jennifer. I think, I mean, he said it. He was just like, I think I'm gonna go home by myself. When somebody says something so bold and clear in the camera, you can do one of two things: believe him or choose not to. I believed him in that moment when he said it. Like you let those words slip from your mouth. So, I believe so. And then I think we were already kind of, due to the time already trying to, due to our friends' advice, trying to figure out what it looked like outside of the house.
Yeah.
I 100% thought he was going to go home by himself,
Um,
and but I
and
was
how did you feel about that?
shocked with the stuff with Jennifer. Hmm?
How did you feel?
I didn't feel any type of way.
No.
I mean, of course, it stung, but like Ariel said, like you're already prepared for those moments. You can kind of feel it, you kind of see it. Of course, you don't want it to happen. You kind of have that hope that it's going to be something different.
Mm,
But I think my mind was pretty made up in that moment when he said it that, yeah, he's probably going to go home alone. So it stung. Like
it
you
hurt.
do want to be
Yeah.
chosen. You do want to feel valued and like in these moments of sharing these experiences with someone. Like the whole goal is to leave with this person, even if it's not a relationship. So
So
yeah, it didn't make me feel here nor there, but outside of the sting and knowing that I'd face the embarrassment of
not being chosen.
whatever the world had to say. Yeah.
So, um, did you have feelings like genuine feelings outside, not like not platonic, romantic, where you felt like maybe this could be it?
Oh, 100%. Like Tyson is a sweetheart. We are very sweet on each other. Like again, the stuff that they didn't show when he would go to his photo shoots, he'd always come home with like me a hat or something. Like he'd always text me before he came in the door. So I think there were genuine feelings between us. I just think between the time and him being a man of many options, like we all have things that we need to work on internally. And I think that was something that was unexpected.
And you kind of already came
Like
to grips with that by the time we got to decision. Because I'm asking because if you felt the way you felt, right, and then you are in front of this man and he's telling you I'm choosing myself, I feel like, outside of knowing, it would hurt. That's why I asked, like, had you already made up your mind, like, let me detach, let me start detaching because I can already see where this is going? Or did it just like sting at that moment, really like, dang, this is real?
I think I started detaching because there were some things that happened in the house that didn't make air that kind of let me start making pauses as well. Like, is this a relationship I want to be in? Like, are there other factors? Like, how many people do exist? Now, I'm kind of realistic with myself. I know that as grown people, we did not all come in this house not talking with or dealing with other people.
Right.
Like, after the age of 25, you're dealing with somebody.
Mm.
So I kind of just had pauses and reservations of what that would look like outside of the house. So it kind of already allowed me to get my defenses up. So when that did happen, a second part of that was we hadn't seen each other in a while.
Oh,
And so we actually had to reshoot our scene like 4 times because initially we were just smiling and, just kind of caught up in those moments.
right,
So a lot of it in that moment was again just a sting because I was already feeling so many emotions. Like I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen him. I'm happy to see him. He looks good. This is the first time, heck, that was the first time I got to put on a dress.
right.
Like that was our actual first time seeing each other glammed up. Like that was the first time so it was a lot of feelings, but I think it definitely stung. Like I wouldn't say I was hurt. I was just extremely disappointed. I was hoping for something different.
Totally understand that. Okay, so Arielle, girl, because you pull out a card and everything, and I say, hold on, because now that we know that you kind of felt like that he was gonna pick Dr. Kalia, why you read that card?
Because I was not able to get my feelings out before then.
Yeah.
And I felt like I really want to gather my thoughts and
Mhm.
put it on paper. And I didn't want to get in that scene and just forget everything I want to say.
Okay.
So I wrote it down. And I wanted him to have a keepsake because in my heart, I knew that we were not going to be together.
Right.
So, yeah, that's why I wanted to be collected and have my thoughts out.
Okay. Do you
Mhm.
regret that?
No,
Okay. So
no.
now when you're sitting here, you're talking to him, and he tells you that you are not his queen. How did you feel in that moment? Like, I know you can prepare yourself, like, oh, he's probably not going to, but we always feel like there's a tiny bit of chance,
Yeah.
right? So how did that affect you emotionally?
No, it definitely hurt. It hurt my feelings. And you know how, like, when you think about something ending
Mm-hmm.
and you think about possibly not talking to that person anymore, we didn't spend all this time together. We did have a really good connection. We got along really well. We
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of things in common, and we always just had a good time around each other. And the chemistry has always been undeniable. Even when he started shifting towards Kalia, when
Mm-hmm.
we came back together, it was like nothing passed. So when I was thinking about us ending that,
Mm-hmm.
that's what made me. And then
So
also the part of someone not choosing you.
yeah,
And I that's like a blow
yeah.
and hurtful.
That right there do it. Just the thought of, and then in your instance to know that there was another woman that did.
Mhm.
I can definitely understand how that would feel. So looking back now, because I'm sure it's been a while, you said that you felt yourself falling in love with him. Looking
Mhm.
back now and just going over everything, were you falling in love, or was that just being caught up in the moment? Because sometimes we get our feelings confused. It's like, I feel like I'm in love, but then, like, I ain't in no love, you know what I mean? So when you look back at it now, do you feel like what you was experiencing with him was falling in love with him romantically as a husband, or just the person?
No, I definitely was falling for him.
Okay.
Like we were all the time together.
Mm-hmm.
Like we enjoyed each other and we talked even off camera. We talked all the time too. So it was really a genuine connection. And the idea of that was nice. It was just the other things, just like dating out in the world now, when you start seeing some red flags and
Yeah.
you're like, I don't know if this is my person, because I felt like I couldn't talk to him. And I
Mm-hmm.
felt like the way he dealt with conflict wasn't conducive for me.
Yeah.
Even though I still liked him, I cared about him and we had fun, the way that I couldn't talk to him, that was really concerning for me. So it was like in a true relationship, I was like, I don't know if this could last if I
Mm-hmm.
can't talk to
Talk to him meaning like you felt like he wouldn't listen, or he felt like his whatever he felt was the only way it could be. Like, what do you mean by you couldn't talk to him?
you. So he's one of those that thinks that if you tell him feelings, he don't want to hear feelings. He want to hear facts.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't work for a person who has feelings. So I'm not telling you facts. I'm telling you how something made me feel.
Right.
So he doesn't want to hear about feelings. He wants you to tell him facts.
Okay.
And that's a very difficult way to communicate with someone when what I'm telling you is not facts. It's just my feelings
Mm-hmm.
that I feel in the moment.
Got you.
So that's why I felt like I couldn't bring anything to his attention or concern or anything because he would shoot it down and say, that's not facts.
Mm.
Mhm.
So it's safe to say that somebody in the comments said that him and Dr. Kalia didn't work out. So is it safe to say that if he was like maybe a couple of months to spin a block, would you entertain it?
No, I'm not interested.
Oh, period.
What they say?
I said, no, thank you.
Nah, nah.
Nope, I'm good. I'm good over here. Um,
We good over here.
so now that everything has happened and we are at the outcomes that we are, do you guys feel like your time was wasted in the sense of love in this whole process?
My optimistic side says I grew from this.
Okay.
My realistic side says I don't know if the intentions were as pure as mine as trying to find a connection.
From
So I
Thaddeus.
battle with that.
From
I don't
Thaddeus?
know. Yeah, I don't know if he was truly there to find a connection or if he was there to maybe use that as a stepping stone for another opportunity. I don't know.
Hmm.
I try to be hopeful and say that maybe he was trying to connect with someone, but there's a other part of me who thinks it's the latter.
What's your gut telling you?
He was there for opportunity.
That's what it was. Whenever our gut tells us that instinct is that that's the answer. So you dodged the bullet ultimately, right? And you still got, you still learned more about yourself, I guess, and you know how to acknowledge some of them red flags when they start popping up early now.
Right?
Right. Um, and so what about you, Felicia? Do you feel like this was a waste?
Oh, not at all. I think it was a great opportunity and experience. It wasn't for me. I did the show because I was facing one of my biggest fears. I don't date, despite them saying I date rappers and athletes. Like I was dating one of like all of my athlete boyfriends were from college. I'm an athlete. Jordan sends me shoes because I've had such a career as being an athlete. So Missy, who came on the show, she's my best friend. She's a former D1 athlete. So I don't regret being on the show. I don't think it was a waste of my time. I don't think Tyson was a waste of time. He taught me not only more things about himself, but things about myself. A lot of times it was like holding a mirror when it came to talking to him. He's not the only person with it's not communication issues. It's our problem is talking over one another.
Mm-hmm.
We can't get on the same page because we're always trying to get I wouldn't say our point across. We're just trying to still figure that part out. But I don't think it was a waste of time. Like even meeting some of the amazing ladies, like me and Arielle hang out all the time. I talk to Brie all the time. Janae, again, still keeping Dr. Shawana. Forgot about my girl over there, but plan on seeing them. Heck, we're about to go to what Atlanta next week
Oh, that's
Hmm.
and
so
plan on connecting. So just being around such beautiful Black women who hold such great accolades. I mean, that's one thing that they couldn't take from the show. And being able to say, I know them now as friends was definitely not a waste of time.
Hmm.
okay. I did want to address the comment. One of the comments said that feelings are not facts. It is not about the simple fact that feelings are not facts. It's about validating someone's feelings. So you
Exactly.
can,
Yes.
and I think what she meant was that he never made her feelings feel valid. And then sometimes, whether it's the fact or not, you can't tell me how I feel in this moment. You can help rationalize. You can help me. You can walk me through it to make it reassure me that what I'm feeling is not that. But you can't tell someone that you know their feelings aren't valid because it's not a fact. And I think
Hmm.
that's what she was trying to get at when she said she didn't feel safe because no matter what feeling you will bring up to him, it's like, well, that's not what it was. So it shouldn't matter. Instead of acknowledging the fact that he made you feel this way because of this and then
Absolutely.
correcting it going forward, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So um Damn, I lost my train of thought that fast. Oh, so ultimately it was not always. Oh, wait, no, Felicia, let me spin it back. So
Oh,
after everything we heard about you say about Tyson and knowing that he didn't choose you or Jennifer, do you feel like if time presented itself in a couple of months from now, Tyson says, you know what, we should, or are you like, what would you?
hmm.
It's giving y'all still texting. That's what it's giving.
No, I think that right now we're in different spaces. I think I'm very clear on the things that I want for my life, which is, I do aspire to be married and have kids. I'm 38. I'm about to be 40. The time is ticking.
Yeah,
And I think where he is and who he wants to be may not align. Again, we still have communication issues, and I still think that he has things that he needs to work through. So us dating right now isn't really anything that I foresee in the future. But I do think we're gonna always continue to remain friends. Like I don't think Tyson's a malice person.
right.
I think a lot of the girls can say that Tyson's, he's a great person. Like he was kind to everyone. He has his moments, but what human doesn't?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's enough to write him off.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I don't think we're gonna be dating anytime soon.
Write him off relationship wise, probably not as a person.
Yes, 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 yes. But he's odd. Like again, we have a lot of the same things in common. Like his
Yeah.
gun collection is one that I adore, and all of his bikes and toys.
Okay, let me see if anybody got any questions. Put them in the chat right now, real quick. We're gonna run through them real quick, and then we're gonna jump up off of here. I just want to, see if anyone has any questions that they want to ask you, ladies, before we jump up off of here. I'm so glad that we had to have this conversation. I do feel like you guys did learn a lot. We saw like different sides of the women. The one thing I am very proud of, that although there were so many women in this house, that it was not as messy and catty as a lot of the other shows portray. And even though that didn't happen, it was still really good to me, because sometimes we need that in order to be excited about a show. So I am happy that you ladies carried yourself in a certain way, and didn't let I guess sometimes production or whatever is going on around you influence you to act outside of your character. So I applaud you ladies for that, because we know that sometimes we could get pushed there, and especially dealing with men and women, it can always go that way. So I really applaud a lot. Most of all of you ladies were very much like, mature, like you said, and handled everyone with respect in that, for what we could see, you know what I mean? So I appreciate that, because we don't get that often on our shows.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for saying that.
Yes.
No
That
problem.
is so true.
No, for real, because we do like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I feel like we got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and that was just enough. And was it the editing? Too many women, not enough quality time. Yeah, that's exactly what Arielle was saying. She was saying that they didn't have enough time to really hone in on it. What I do think is that they should have eliminated more people earlier and had gave y'all more time to like settle in. Was it the editing? I need the clarification on what was editing. What do you mean, was it the editing? Arielle, I know you must be dating heavy after the show. You bad sis. Are you dating?
Am I dating?
Mm-hmm.
I am dating.
Are you like exclusive, or you just dating?
Okay. I'm single, and I'm still open to meeting my person.
Okay.
I haven't met my person yet.
Yes, the ladies were ladies for sure. Yeah, and I appreciate that, because sometimes, and especially because sometimes we especially for the show to be entertaining. I think people take entertaining and drama and mix them up and think they're the same thing. Yeah. And so for what we watched, I was very much entertained without all the unnecessary drama. Because people are going to people, right? You let people.
Yes.
People.
Yes. And to attest to that, and some of the ladies' characters, even when they would say when things could go askew, like I think Dr. Shawana, she was like, Felicia, I said something about you in the interview. Like they were so forthcoming with letting that information be known so that there wasn't any problems between us. When I made a comment due to being asked to, I think in one of the scenes, I think I reached out to Allison, and just smooth things over. Like the ladies have always been true to that part of the character and wanting to, not leave on bad notes. And I appreciate that.
And I think it also speaks to the fact that we're in a heightened situation. We're going to say things. We're going to respond a certain way. And it's just because of the environment we're in. So don't take it personal,
Yes.
Okay. So any final things that you guys want to clear up from the show, that you heard, you've seen about yourself, that you would just want to clear it up now?
No, I do appreciate you and your recaps. I love them.
Oh, thank you.
And you're probably one of the ones I always make sure I watch. And I think you give a good, objective, but entertaining recap.
Mhm.
And I think you do your due diligence to actually watch the show and take notes, and it shows. So I do like that a lot.
Thank you so much.
Mm.
Commend you for your hard work and for doing such an excellent job, as Arielle said.
Oh, thank you. Oh, don't make
Aw.
me cry. Y'all know I'm emotional. Okay, no. But
Aw.
I appreciate you ladies so much for coming up here. Go ahead, drop your socials, where everyone can find you at Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever y'all got going on. Let us know any upcoming shows or projects you're working on. We'll start with
For me, I am on IG as I am Ari Danae, and then on Facebook as Ariel Ball. I do have a new project that I am working on. Felicia, my girl, because she's a marketing whiz.
Oh,
She is
yes.
assisting me. I am doing affordable housing for seniors here in the Houston area. So I am opening up a boarding home for them in this area where it's underserved and underinsured. So I'm really happy to do that. Being a physical therapist, when I do discharge planning, I see that a lot of people are at risk for homelessness, and a lot of our seniors don't have anywhere to go leaving the hospital. So I am glad that I'm taking an initiative to go ahead and provide some affordable housing.
Good
I
job.
love that. I love that. That's amazing. That is so amazing. Okay. You guys are working on that together, right? Keep me
Yes, yes,
updated.
yes.
Let
I
me know what's
am
going on. I
about
follow
to
you
sell
guys
her
so I'll
house.
be able to, see all the things and
Yes,
watch it grow. I wish you guys nothing but the best on that. I hope that flourishes because
thank
like
you.
people don't, think about the elderly and things like that. So that's awesome. Um, was there anything else before we move to Felicia?
Oh, and one thing I wish they highlighted it a little bit, but I am a proud mother to a autistic son who is amazing.
Oh.
And
He
autism,
is.
a single mom is very tough, to provide the resources for them and make sure that they have all the support services that they have. So that is a big portion of my life,
Yeah.
is making sure that I am being the best mom I can be and making sure that he thrives and flourishes.
Oh,
Yeah.
my heart. I can't take it. Because like my son hasn't been all diagnosed with autism, but he is speech delayed, and there are some things that you start to notice as a mom early on. So yeah, that touched my heart just a little bit,
Yeah.
just a little
And if you
bit.
want to talk offline about
Mm,
this at all on some of the things I did for early intervention,
yeah.
Chloe, I'm definitely available.
Okay, no problem. I'll definitely reach out to you for those resources because you never know what you're gonna need when you're gonna need them.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Felicia, take it away.
Let's see. As far as what's coming up for me, right now I am working on that project with Ariel, and I have a few other projects in the work, nothing to, write home about. But I am still on the Live Golf Tour. So if you're not familiar, go to livegolf.com, check it out. I think we have three tournaments in the United States next year. One of them's in New Orleans. I'll be at that one. If you want to come join me, I'll probably bring some of the castmates. I believe it's next June. Then come find me on Instagram at I am Felicia Shante, spelled FelishaShawNtae. As far as the fellow queens who may or may not be watching, peace, love, and happiness to all of y'all. Again, it's all love, no hate. I absolutely have no animosity towards anybody on that show. And be light on Tyson in the comments. He definitely has some things to work on, but
Oh, we
I
like.
think he's heard it. I was
I was
like,
thinking
damn
like
it,
I hope
man,
he's
my
not
target,
watching.
baby.
I wonder if has he said he's watched the reviews and stuff like that, or is he like I don't have time for that?
I mean, he's human like everybody else,
Yeah.
so I don't think it's something that overly affects him, as he's a person who's an underwear model and who's judged based upon his, stuff all the time. And I'm sure he's heard the worst and best things about himself. But with that being said, like, it wasn't a fair portrayal of who he is and what he was trying to do in the show. And so, although things didn't work out, he's still human, and despite
Or
what may have happened, I'm sure those comments get to him.
oh, I'm sure they do. I try not to be too
You
hard.
know,
I try not to be
I
too
mean,
hard.
no,
But I
say
don't
what
know
you
what
want to say
everybody
now.
else be doing out there now.
Say what you want
Cause
to say. What you
I
know.
I've seen
Sometimes he needs to hear it.
I
He needs
see
to hear
some
some
where
things.
they be like they be going in. I be like
That's the part. I'm
I be
like,
like, hold
it's the
on, you ain't had this
disrespect. There's
all
one.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, like it's one thing to have an opinion, but it's where the disrespect, and that's where I was. I was like, damn, like it's we can kiki together, but when you start crossing lines of different disrespect, it's not fair to someone's day.
Yeah.
And so just kind of be mindful of how you'd want to be treated in those situations.
Absolutely. So,
Absolutely.
did you guys get out everything that you wanted to get out?
I did.
Okay,
I did.
Felicia.
I did,
Yeah.
yes, and
Okay. I just want to make sure that you
yeah,
guys leave here feeling like, okay, I did everything I was supposed to do, say, address, and I feel good going
Yes.
leaving from
I
here.
think so.
Okay. All
We
right,
did
you
the
guys.
rappers and the
So
athletes.
All right, y'all. I really appreciate everyone for coming out and hanging out with me and Arielle and Felicia and just talking about King's Court and all the things and things. We appreciate you for joining us this season and watching the show and watching the recaps and giving us your opinions, whether you agree with me or whether you agree with the ladies or not. We appreciate it all very, 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 very much. And with all that being said, we're gonna talk to you guys later.
Love,
Peace.
love, guys.